Well, I wanted to fill this up today, but I don't think I'm going to be able to. So today we're going to use that for a shelter for the generator. I did pull the generator cord up and wrap it underneath the roof there to keep it protected. But it has been howling all day. I've got some broken trees, I've got some broken tops. But nothing has hit anything at my place, which is good. I'll go feed the chickens and let them out. Crazy. There's a tree over there with the top that snapped off. I don't know if you can see that. I'll zoom in. See it? There you go. All right, let's get the chickens fed. I don't know how much I'm going to get done today. I wanted to cut some wood. I don't think that's going to happen. We'll see. So one of the things when I was installing all of this that I wasn't happy with was the connections from here going into here, and it was a hassle to get everything tightened down. So I put on my Amazon wish list a ferrule crimping kit. So this is a wire ferrule. right? And it slides over the end. Come on, get in there. Feeds the wire down. I'm going to strip that up a little bit more. And then you crimp this end, and I'll show you what it looks like when it's done. I figured since I can't really get outside and do anything today, I'll go ahead and do this. Probably right about there. That's a little better. So I'll grab the ferrule and insert it in the crimper first. We'll get a good grip on it. We'll shove that in. And then it crimps it right over the wire, tightens everything nicely. And then let's screw this all the way to get a much more solid contact for the solar panels. And the main reason why I wanted to do this is because I think I'm going to install this MPPT controller and retire the small one that I have here. The small one is not really an MPPT controller, even though it's labeled as one. I don't think it really, from every review I've watched, I don't think it really operates the way one's supposed to. So I'm going to go ahead and I'm going to replace all the ferrules on here, but I'm going to have to unscrew this first, and because this goes to the battery, and I don't want to work in the dark right now, so I'm going to unscrew this and kind of drop it aside, and I'll put ferrules on these as well when I go to put them back in, because I don't want like I said, I don't want to shut this all off. So I'll go ahead and replace the ferrules on here, and then I'll put ferrules on here, and then I'll take this out and put the new charge controller there. Screws are a little longer than they have to be. And don't get me wrong, this was a decent charge controller, but it's not where the future of my solar is going to be. I'll keep it though. The future of my solar is going to be with this. I'll put one there. Where to put you? There it is. All right. So positive and negative. Uh-oh. I'm gonna need to move this over. Probably leave that screw there. Whoops. Whoops, whoops, whoops. Probably should have measured out my wire length before I got too carried away. Let me get this thing connected. It's always good to make sure your wires are long enough before you get too carried away. Mine were not. There we go. So the other charge controller had a pretty little readout on it. This one does not. But this one has an app, so. Oh, that's backwards. Let's not do that. So this is from the solar panel, PV photovoltaic, and then the other side is out to the battery. And this is a 100 volt, 50 amp solar charge controller, and I went with that because I need to get the amperage in out of the charge controller to top these batteries off. There we go, that's snug. All right, so black to negative. Like, again, I didn't want to turn all the system off. I have a master breaker I could have switched off, but it would have been a nightmare to try and work in the dark, and I couldn't show you guys what I was doing here. So while the camera was off, I put new ferrules on these coming out of the battery, and I just made sure to keep them separate. When I touched that up, I had a blinking light, which is nice. Come on, get in there. This is a Victron charge controller, and they're like the Cadillac. So I have nothing coming in right now, I know that. I do need to set up my phone. I'll show you this real quick. Right, so now I have ferrules there, and then the two out to the battery and the two out to the PV, and then right now we're just blinking at bulk. So I'm going to read the instructions on this to make sure I know what I'm doing going forward. And install the app, and I'll probably screen record that so you can see what the app looks like. This is the ferrule kit that I got. I don't see where I'm going to be using a lot of these little ones over here. Basically, for all the solar stuff I'm using, I need these 10 gauge right here, the 10 to 12s, these red ones. So I'm probably going to manually order those. Along with that came this wrench, which is a hand crimping tool. And I'm going to tell you right now, the deeper you get into solar, the more you're going to want to have stuff like this, because it just makes you doing your connections so much easier on the inside, and it makes things so much nicer and cleaner. All right, well, it doesn't look like I'm going to work outside. Looks like I'm an inside worker today. So I'm going to go ahead and just work on cleaning stuff up. I let the chickens out. They're all huddled up underneath the coop where it's dry. The winds have calmed down quite a bit. I'm just going to work inside. I need to get stuff cleaned up and organized anyway. We'll do some spring cleaning in January. How's that sound? I'll skip over most of this and show you guys what it looks like when it's done. But basically, hopefully I'll get everything all cleaned up. I'm going to crank some music up, maybe watch a little bit of football while I do it, but it'll be fun.
What's the fun name? What color's name? Anything reliable? I wish.
So I'm in here cleaning this room, trying to get things organized so that I can get to everything that I have in here. And for whatever reason, twice my generator cut out, and I went out there to look at it, and it said system was overloaded. So I've been wanting to do this for a while. Give you an idea of the gauge of this wire. This is actually extension cord for an RV. So it's a high amp service on it. And I ran it through there. And I did that because, and again, mind the mess. I'm cleaning stuff up right now. I don't know if you can see that or not. Let's get underneath the light. This plug is burning out because this wire, compared to this wire, not even in the same category. So I dropped it. I cut a hole through the floor there inside the wall, which I wanted to do anyway. I wanted a service coming up here. And I'm going to go ahead and pull that wire and plug it into the generator and see how that works out. This generator draws a lot of watts and a lot of amps. So, or this charger draws a lot of amps and a lot of watts. And I'm glad I was in here working today to see this because that cable right there was super, super warm to the touch. So yeah, that could have been a major problem. And it's funny because the same thing happened to the RV, which is why I bought this cord to begin with, because I had blown out the last cord that I had for it. So I wanted to get one that was a thick enough gauge, and that one is. So the old one came through the wall anyway, and that wasn't going to last. That was just like a lot of stuff I do, a temporary measure. Where's that cord at? Well, there it is. It's all the way over there. All right, I'm going to go get it and move it over here. Hopefully we won't be too wet. Oh my gosh, I got Lake Gitchy Goomy back here. That I don't like. I don't like that. Okay, we're going to climb underneath here. All right, just started drawing. I know the OPS is charging, and I can hear the charger on the battery. Hopefully, this will be much better. We shall see. And if I need to, I'll just unplug this and plug that directly in so that the cable is plugged directly into the generator. But for now, everything looks to be good, and I'm going to seal that hole with some foam so I don't have cold air coming up. All right, I'm done messing around with this for the day. So, got everything off the floor, got everything cleaned up. Moved some of the clothes over to here. Put some racks in here to hang the coats and some of that other stuff. I still need to go through and organize all these racks in here. Got the floor all swept up. I've got a bunch of stuff here that's going to go out into the trailer for storage for the time being. And right now I'm just worried about putting some other stuff up so I can call it a day here. That works.